I never thought I'd find my husband's face on a dating app while folding his laundry. Hey, before we start, where are you watching from, and what time is it there? I'm always curious about the people on the other side of these stories. It was a Tuesday. The kind of Tuesday that feels like a Monday that refuses to end. I was in our bedroom, putting away clean clothes, when his phone buzzed on the nightstand. He'd forgotten it. Again. He was downstairs in the garage, fixing the lawnmower or pretending to. His mother was in the living room, where she always was. Where she'd been for 2 years. Temporarily, she called it. 2 years of temporary. The notification said, "You matched with Jessica." I stared at it. I wasn't Jessica. I was Claire. Claire Whitfield, 32 years old, married for 4 years to Derek Whitfield, mortgage broker, decent man, terrible at remembering his phone. I picked it up. The screen lit with his face. The photo I'd taken of him at the lake last summer, the one where he was laughing with his eyes closed, sun on his shoulders. It was on a dating profile. His name, his age, his job. But the bio wasn't his. Looking for someone who understands commitment. My mom approves. She picks my dates. She's never wrong. My hands went cold. I unlocked the phone. Derek never changed his passcode. Our anniversary. 0618. It opened. The app was called Spark. I'd never heard of it. There were others. Bumble, Hinge, Tinder. All logged in. All with his photos. All with bios written in a voice that wasn't his. Too formal. Too eager. Too maternal. The messages. God, the messages. "Hi, I'm Derek's mom, Linda. He's shy, so let me handle this. He likes brunettes, like me. His wife doesn't appreciate him, I do, as his mother. Would you like to meet for coffee? He works near the plaza, I can arrange it. Dates. There were dates. Coffee at Bean there. Lunch at the Garden Bistro. A walk in Riverside Park. All times when Derek was working late. All times I'd believed him because why wouldn't I? He was my husband, he was boring, he was reliable, he was mine. But he wasn't going to those meetings. Linda was. Linda was screening women for her son. Linda was arranging his future. Linda was sitting in our living room every night, phone glowing in her lap, while I slept upstairs in the room directly above her head. I scrolled through 3 months of conversations. 3 months of my mother-in-law pretending to be a 34-year-old man looking for love. 3 months of her telling strangers intimate things about my marriage, things I'd said in confidence, things she'd overheard, things she'd twisted. Claire works too much. She forgets he's a person. She doesn't cook his favorites. I do. They haven't been intimate in months. He tells me everything. That last one wasn't true. Or was it? I didn't know anymore. I didn't know what Derek told her in their private conversations, the ones that happened in hushed voices when I left the room, the ones that stopped when I entered. I'd always thought they were about his father, about her grief, about her loneliness. But maybe they were about me. Maybe I was the problem she was solving. I put the phone back exactly where I'd found it, face down, notification hidden. I went downstairs. Derek was still in the garage. Linda was on the couch, knitting. "A baby blanket," she said. "For a friend." She'd been knitting it for 6 months. "Claire, you look pale," she said, not looking up. "Are you eating enough? Derek says you skip lunch." "Derek says a lot of things," I replied. She smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. "He's a good son. He tells me everything. That's what mothers and sons do." I went back upstairs. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed and listened to her move around downstairs, the creak of the couch, the tap of her fingers on glass, the soft chime of notifications at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. She never slept. She'd told me it was insomnia, grief, the loss of her husband, Derek's father, 3 years ago. But now I knew. She wasn't grieving. She was hunting. I didn't confront Derek. I didn't confront Linda. I did something worse. I created a profile. Not for me. For her. I used the photo from her Facebook. The one where she was smiling at Derek's college graduation, her hand on his shoulder, her eyes fixed on him like he was the only person in the world. I cropped Derek out. I used her real name. Linda Whitfield. 57 years old. Widow. Looking for a man for my son. I pick. I choose. I decide. Wives need not apply. I downloaded every app she was on. I swiped right on everyone. Men. Women. Everyone. I didn't read bios. I didn't look at photos. I just swiped. Right, right, right. Until my thumb ached. The messages came fast. Hi, Linda. Tell me about your son. Is this a joke? I'm interested in you, not your son. I'm a widow too. Let's talk. I answered them all the same way. My son is available, but I'm part of the package. We come together. Forever. If you want him, you have to want me. I sleep in the room next to his. I know everything about him. Everything. Some unmatched immediately. Some stayed. Some were angry. Some were fascinated. One man, David, wrote back. My mother was the same way. She ruined 3 of my marriages. I want to meet you. I think we have a lot to discuss. Another, Maria, said. I'm a therapist. This isn't healthy, but I'd like to help. And I'd like to meet your son. He deserves to know what's happening. And Greg. Greg just said, I'm free Thursday. I'll bring wine. I kept the conversations going for 2 weeks. I built relationships. I made promises. I set a date. Saturday, 7 p.m. Our house. Casual dinner. Meet the family. My son will be there. His wife too. She doesn't understand him. But you will. I sent the address to everyone who'd stayed. 15 people. 15 strangers who thought they were coming to meet a man who didn't know he was being sold. Saturday came. Derek was confused when I told him we were having guests. What guests? People who want to meet you, I said. Your mother invited them. He laughed. He thought I was joking. Mom doesn't know anyone here. She barely leaves the house. She leaves more than you think, I said. Linda came out of her room at 6:45. She was wearing the blue dress she saved for special occasions, the one she'd worn to our wedding. Are we going somewhere? She asked. We're staying in, I said. You look nice. Expecting someone? She touched her hair. No, I just felt like dressing up. Derek, you should change. That shirt has a stain. The doorbell rang at 7:02. Derek opened it. I watched from the top of the stairs, where I'd positioned myself an hour ago. I wanted to see everything. David was first. Tall, gray hair, kind eyes. He looked at Derek and frowned. You're not Linda. No, Derek said. I'm her son. Who are you? I'm David. We talked for a week. About your mother. About how she picks your dates. How she's never wrong. Derek's face went blank. What? Maria arrived next. Then Greg. Then a woman named Patricia who said Linda had told her Derek needed someone maternal. Then more. A stream of strangers walking into our living room, each one carrying a story, each one looking at Derek with confusion, pity, or anger. Linda came out of the kitchen. She saw the crowd. She saw David holding his phone, showing Derek their conversation. She saw Maria, the therapist, already scanning the room with professional concern. She saw me on the stairs. What is this? She whispered. I walked down slowly, one step at a time. The room went quiet. 15 strangers, my husband, my mother-in-law, all looking at me. You wanted to find him a match, I said. My voice was steady. I'd practiced this in the mirror for 2 weeks. I found you matches. This is David. You told him your son loves golf. Derek hates golf. This is Maria. You said he needs someone maternal. This is Greg. You swiped right on everyone. So they all came. To meet you. His matchmaker. I paused. Linda's face was white. Derek was staring at his mother like he'd never seen her before. Oh, I continued, and I told them you're single, available, and very involved in your son's life. They love that. David stepped forward. Linda, you told me your daughter-in-law was cold, that she didn't understand him. But she's standing here, and you're the one who is on dating apps at 2 a.m. What's wrong with you? Maria opened her mouth to say something professional, but Greg cut her off. I brought wine, he said, holding up a bottle. This is better than reality TV. Can I stay? No one laughed. Derek turned to his mother. Is this true? Linda's hands were shaking. I did it for you. You were unhappy. She pointed at me. She doesn't see you. She doesn't know you like I do. I was protecting you. From what? Derek's voice was quiet. Too quiet. From my wife? From my marriage? From being an adult who makes his own choices? From being alone, Linda cried. Like your father left me, like everyone leaves. The room held its breath. 15 strangers watching a mother unravel. You lost Dad, Derek said. I know that. I grieve too. But I'm not him. And Claire isn't the enemy. She never was. He looked at me. For the first time in months, he really looked at me. Why didn't you tell me? Would you have believed me? I asked. He didn't answer. That was answer enough. I didn't do this to hurt you, I said. I did it because she was in our bed. Not physically, but in every conversation. In every decision. In every night you spent working late while she arranged your future without you. I needed you to see it. Not hear it from me. See it. Derek closed his eyes. When he opened them, they were wet. Mom, you need to leave. Derek. Tonight. Pack your things. I'll call you a hotel. Tomorrow, we'll figure out. He stopped. Shook his head. No. Not tomorrow. I need time. I need space. I need my wife back. And I can't have either with you here. Linda looked at me. Not with anger. With something worse. Recognition. She saw herself in what I'd done. The manipulation. The secrets. The belief that love means control. She'd taught me without meaning to. And I'd learned too well. I did it because I lost him, she whispered. Not to Derek. To me. Your father-in-law. I lost him, and I was empty. And Derek was all I had left. I didn't want to lose him too. You didn't lose him, I said. You smothered him. There's a difference. She packed in silence. The guests, our accidental audience, filtered out awkwardly, murmuring apologies, some leaving numbers, most just leaving. David paused at the door. For what it's worth, he said to Derek, your wife fought for you. In her own way. Don't waste that. Then it was just us, Derek and me, in a house that suddenly felt too big. He didn't sleep in our room that night. He slept on the couch. I didn't stop him. I didn't know if I wanted him in our bed or if I'd ever feel safe with him there again. The next morning, he made coffee. 2 cups. He set one in front of me at the kitchen table. She called me every day at work, he said. For 2 years. At first it was about Dad. Then it was about you. She'd say things, little things, that made me doubt. Claire seemed distant at dinner. Did you notice she didn't ask about your day? I thought she was helping. I thought she saw things I didn't. She saw things that weren't there, I said. Some were, he admitted. We weren't perfect, but she made it worse. She made me believe the problems were bigger than they were. And I let her. Because it was easier than fixing them myself. I wrapped my hands around the coffee cup. It was warm. It was real. The dating apps. Did you know? No. He said it firmly, looking at me. I swear to you, Claire, I never knew. I never went on those dates. I never talked to those women. She used my name, my photos, my life, and I had no idea. I was at work. I was at the gym. I was anywhere but where she said I was. I wanted to believe him, I did believe him, mostly. But belief isn't the same as trust. Trust is built in small moments, and she'd been dismantling ours for 2 years while I slept upstairs. What now? I asked. He reached across the table. His hand was shaking. I choose you. Every day. I know I haven't shown it. I know I let her in. But I'm showing you now. I'll show you every day. If you'll let me. I didn't take his hand. Not yet. She's your mother. She was my mother, he said. Now she's someone I need to love from a distance. For both our sakes. Linda called the next day. Derek didn't answer. She called the day after. He sent her to voicemail. On the third day, she showed up at the door. I watched through the peephole as Derek opened it, talked to her for 5 minutes, then closed it. She stood on the porch for 10 minutes after. Then she left. He came back to the kitchen. His eyes were red. I told her she can call once a week. On Sundays. For 15 minutes. And if she mentions you, or our marriage, or anything that isn't her own life, I'll hang up. Will that work? I asked. I don't know, he said. But it's a boundary. My first real one. I'm learning. That was 3 months ago. Linda still calls on Sundays. Derek still answers. The conversations are short, strained, mostly about the weather and her bridge club. She asks about him. She doesn't ask about us. That was the deal. Derek and I go to couples therapy. Maria, the therapist from that night, offered her card. We didn't take it. Too weird, too close to the explosion. But we found someone else. Someone neutral. Someone who doesn't know that I once created a dating profile for my mother-in-law and invited her matches to dinner. We talk about boundaries, about trust, about how love isn't control and control isn't love. We talk about the nights I lay awake listening to Linda swipe right while I was upstairs, and how that feeling of being watched, of being under siege in my own home, hasn't fully left. Some nights, I still don't sleep. I listen for sounds downstairs. But now it's just Derek. Sometimes he can't sleep either. He comes up and sits on the edge of the bed, and we don't talk. We just breathe in the same room. That counts for something. He deleted all the apps from his phone, changed his passwords, gave me access to everything. Email, accounts, location sharing. I told him I didn't want to be his warden. He said he didn't want me to feel like I needed to be. The access is there. I rarely use it. The option matters more than the action. Linda sent a letter last month. I didn't open it. Derek did. In front of me. She wrote that she was seeing a therapist, that she understood now that her grief had become something ugly, that she was sorry. Not for what she did. She was still too proud for that. But for how it made us feel. Small progress. Not enough. But something. I haven't forgiven her. I don't know if I will. Forgiveness isn't a switch you flip. It's a door you choose to leave open or closed. And right now, mine is locked. Maybe someday. Maybe never. I'm allowed to decide. Derek asked me last week if I regretted what I did. The profile, the dinner, the public unraveling of his mother in our living room. I thought about it for a long time. No, I said finally. I regret that it was necessary. I regret that you didn't see it yourself. I regret that I had to become someone who sets traps to protect what's hers. But I don't regret the trap. It worked. He nodded. He didn't argue. He knows now that love isn't passive. It isn't just showing up. It's choosing, every day, to see the person in front of you instead of the story someone else tells. We're not fixed. We're not happily ever after. We're two people learning to share a house that still echoes with her presence. Some days are good. Some days, Derek mentions her in passing. Mom used to make this. And I feel the old anger rise. I don't say anything. I just feel it. And it passes. I keep the screenshot of her profile, the one I made. Looking for a man for my son. I pick. I choose. I decide. I don't look at it often. But I don't delete it either. It's proof of what she did, of what I did in return, of the night I stopped being the woman asleep upstairs and became someone who fights back. The fighting changes you. I'm harder now, less trusting. I see conspiracies where there might just be coincidences. I check Derek's phone sometimes, when he's in the shower. He knows. He leaves it where I can find it. We don't talk about it. We both understand. Love after betrayal isn't clean. It's messy, suspicious, full of landmines you didn't plant. But we're walking through it. Together. Cautiously. One step at a time. Linda called yesterday. Sunday. 15 minutes. Derek talked about work. She talked about her garden. At minute 14, she said, "I miss you, son." Derek looked at me. I looked back. He said, "I miss who you were before, Mom. I'm still here, but things are different now." She was quiet. Then, "I know. I'm trying to be different too." He hung up at minute 15. Exactly. After we ordered Thai food and watched a movie. Something stupid. Something with explosions and no mothers-in-law. Halfway through, Derek reached for my hand. I let him take it. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't forgetting. It was just Tuesday. A Tuesday that felt like progress. Small, fragile, uncertain progress. I'll take it.